I want first of all to welcome you very sincerely and warmly to the seat of the presidency of our country. And our purpose here is a brief one. On the 6th of March, many of you accompanied me to an area of land in the Ridge, which is what has been earmarked as the land on which the National Cathedral, the proposed National Cathedral, will stand. And there we cut the sword before the commencement of the building of the cathedral, declared the intention and the purpose, but no formal constitution of the board that is going to be responsible for overseeing the development of the idea was made at the time. And I thought that it would be appropriate that there should be some formal constitution for the board of the men and the women who are going to be in charge of this exercise. Going to be in charge of it from three critical points of view. First of all, agreeing on the design. Secondly, supervising the construction. And equally important, raising the money for the whole exercise. That's the purpose. Those are the main purposes of the board. Brought you here as leaders of the Christian community, but not necessarily that you're representing the various churches that you lead. It's obviously of great benefit to the project that those who are responsible for them are virtually the entire leadership of the Christian community of our country. But you're here in that personal capacity to help with this project down on the ground. So that is the purpose of our meeting today. For me, formally to inaugurate the Board of Trustees and charge them formally with the mission of doing your best to see to it that we get a national cathedral. The National Cathedral is intended to be an interdenominational church where Christians of all faiths can gather and worship. The major significance of it is that it will also stand as the church where formal state occasions of a religious nature take place. The inauguration of a president, the death of presidents, state funerals, state burials. These kind of activities, which require a certain solemnity and a formality to them, will be the purpose and the service that the cathedral will give. Clearly, private activities will also be encompassed there, but the central focus is the national significance of this. And that is why, to give it that national significance, the state, through my agency, is going to make a donation of land to enable the project to take place and take off. The Board of Trustees that are constituted, in also completing the task, will be responsible for managing the cathedral. Whatever arrangements are there as to how the priest in charge will be selected and rotation of it, all of those matters will be left to you. So in a nutshell, this is the reason why I've called you here today. I have to thank each one of you for your commitment to the project, which is signaled by your presence here, and to say how, for myself, I am really humbled that we've been able to assemble such eminent religious leaders as yourselves to come together to undertake this project. I think we're able to complete it. And as I said on the day when we were cutting the sword, I'm aware that cathedrals take centuries sometimes actually to complete. But I'm praying to God that with modern technology, this one will not take a century to complete, but it will be completed relatively early. I made a choice of those who would lead the committee, because in these matters you have a chairman, a convener, and chose the Reverend Asante Entry, past presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, to sit in the chair.
Thank you very much. My colleagues who are here, as well as those who are outside the country, to accept this great and heavy responsibility which you, through your vision, have placed upon us to be trustee members for the construction of a national cathedral. And not only the construction, but to manage it. We are so grateful to you, sir, and your wonderful team. We are conscious of the fact that tabernacles and temples and cathedrals are all religious symbols, very, very much important for us. And we are so happy that you've dreamed about this thing for this nation. Of course, we have a very huge one at the Kaokudi for our Muslim brothers. And some of us are so proud of it. So to dream or have a vision for another one for the Christian community, I think it shows a sign of cordiality between the two major religions in this country. We are conscious of the fact that it has a scriptural basis from the book of Pentateuch, the historical books. All these are enshrined with buildings, cathedrals as a place of worship, and all the others you've mentioned in your address. Historically, in Britain, Germany, all over the Western world, there are so many cathedrals. I was doing some research, and I think we have about 131 cathedrals in the whole world. We can mention two in Africa, Nigeria and Ivory Coast. This one is, I think, is going to be the third one for the African continent. So we see this as a major challenge for us. And accepting to work on this project, I think I can also pledge that my colleagues will work tirelessly for this to be materialized. You've already told us that you have secured a place for us, that's the site. I think after this inauguration, as a committee, we'll be meeting to see the way forward. But let me assure you that though we have not started, just this morning when we were coming here, somebody called me, and he has pledged some amount of money. I've told him to call you and tell you, so you hear from him later on. It tells us that people are eager to support this noble cause. So on that note, Mr. President, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve this nation, particularly as part of the 60th anniversary of our independence. We know that you are in a hurry. We are also in a hurry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.